Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha to you too. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Our Energy Matters, which is based on your book, which I will show with my Post-it notes all over the place. Our Energy Matters. I will read the full title in just a little bit, but here we are. And so we meet weekly to learn about ourselves and to learn from each other. And then I spend time in your book. And sometimes I think, wait a minute, am I going to run out of ideas? But then I always find something there that gives me a lot of energy, a lot of waking up, and for example, today, earlier on our phone conversation, I talked about the fact that I've been walking around saying, time is my enemy. And you said, wait a minute. Think about the Beatles. And what did they say?
I think it was the Rolling Stones, but time is on my side.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. I can hear the melody. Time is on my side. Thank you. Or time is my friend. I'm going to start saying that because I was going to write in my journal, time is my enemy, and I'm not, no, I think I can switch gears, but then that's the kind of stuff that I learned from Our Energy Matters, because it's all about those energy fields that I'm going to talk about in my reading today, which are called chakras. So this is part number 2, chakras, colors, and personality. And I added a little note here. I said, let's marvel at color, crystal, chakra, convergences. And I looked up convergences in the dictionary, and I like this word better because all the other ones were a little superficial. Anyway, I say, in my writing today, I say, find the spirit of relief in Dena Marie's domain, dazzled bright by soul-searching seekers who move into her temple of shelter, her book burnished to full dazzling luster, with great respect, trust, and integrity. And its title, Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading. And there's another subtitle, where spirit seekers wander through pages guided by Dena Marie's, that is, I call her Lady Grace, Lady Grace's curative truth, true of selfhood. So completely psyched. And here's the subtitle, to learn how to manifest your heartfelt intentions. And that's a meditative stance to me now, because whenever I meditate, I like to start off with, what is my intention for the day? What is my intention for the day? So today my intention is to start looking at time as a friend. Her book dazzles with enlightened and enlightening manifestations of hope, healing, renewal, and recovery, fashioned, shaped, and ordered by the alchemy of Lady Grace's revered and seasoned sense of freeing the heart, soul, spirit, and mind of those drawn to her to be guided to prayerful attention to mind-body revelations, supported by uncovering chakra truths and illuminated crystal colors. Ah, I said, the color crystal chakra connection, better called a color crystal chakra bond. And my poem emerged. Yeah, it did. A poem emerged when I read Lady Grace's proclamation in her book. She says, colors have their own specific meanings correlating to their respective chakras. First, I reviewed the meaning of chakra, and I know I've done this a lot, but I don't care because it needs to be said. Those spark-endowed energy centers that distribute universal life force. I never thought of that before, ever coming to your book. The word chakra, she revealed in Our Energy Matters, means wheel in Sanskrit, an ancient East Indian language. There are 7 of these major energy centers in the human body and hundreds of minor ones, and they receive, assimilate, and distribute energy throughout our energetic fields, our auras. Then I mosey on over to one of my most cherished treasures of her book. And I have to show it to you all. It's the chakra cheat sheet on the back cover of her book. It could be christened a marvel of color, crystal, chakra convergence. There we go again. So my poem moves from the root to the crown. And I know you usually like to go from the crown to the root, but I reversed that a little bit. And here's what I wrote. I desire to be bathed in roots safe red. I desire to wallow in sacrals in charmed orange. I desire to be nourished by solar plexuses enchanted yellow. I desire to be wooed by heart's burnished green pink. I desire to be played by throats mellifluous turquoise. I desire to be admired by brows tender indigo. I desire to be knighted by crowns silent violet. So Dena Marie, let's move line by line. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all of it, but we can do it again. But I say, I'll read each line. Can you illuminate the color, crystal, and chakra energies? It's right there. And it's so important that people know about this, that you can change your life by knowing about your chakra. So I say, I desire to be bathed in roots safe red. And what do you say?
I said, red earth ground me, right? Red earth ground me. Keep your feet on the ground. That way you don't lose your keys, run around with your head cut off. Red root ground me means you're in your body. Like I trip and get bruises a lot. I'm literally, up here. Most of the people I've been reading lately are all up here. We got too much going on, right? Lots of things are speeding up. But if you're grounded, you move slowly. You listen to your body. When we do a lot of caffeine and this and that, that's a good indication that you're not listening to your body. You're tired. So your root chakra is your physical world. And also look around your home. Is it a home? Do you feel good when you go home? Your body's your home, your real home. How do you feel when you're in your body? So that's the red earth ground me.
I love it. Oh, that was wonderful. I'm glad we're recording this because what you just said sounds like a found poem, and I found another one, the image that you give when you talk about using the tree as the metaphor. I love that one. I always wrote in the margin there, a found poem. Maybe I'll do that the next time. I desire to wallow in sacrals and charmed orange.
And your sacral chakra is your pleasure center. So it's your family, it's your tribe. It'd be sitting around your fire and singing songs and connecting with people. So you said, let's read it again one more time.
I desire to wallow in sacrals and charmed orange.
Desire, and desire in a good sense is I desire to have that piece of chocolate and I enjoy it, right? I desire to spend quality time with people that love and support me. So that's the sacral. You got your roots, you got your foundation, and then you have your tribe. You have that very sensual part of yourself that you share with other people.
Beautiful. Yes. And you can allow that. That's the important thing, I think, because so often, in my own growing up in the kind of world that I lived in, and I'm not going to talk about it religiously for the sake of not wanting to hurt anyone or displeasure anyone, but the fact that so much it was the pleasure was guilt.
That's the emotion that goes with it. The root chakra is fear, and the sacral is guilt. So if you live in a guilt, fear society, which is where we are right now, we don't get to move up to your crown chakra. We don't get to move up. Our energy doesn't move up. It's stagnant. So think of mud. That's what you get if those aren't working.
Wow. Okay. In charmed orange, I desire to be nourished by solar plexuses enchanted yellow.
So I like how you said you're even writing it the way it is, because I is you outside of your family, outside of your home, doing the thing that brings you pleasure, but also joy. So you're writing, my teaching, me going to the beach and swimming in the sound. So you take yourself, and your tree starts to have a trunk, and it starts to where it's going to blossom. That's your heart chakra. So what is that you love to do? What gets you up in the morning that brings you the most power? If I'm doing what I love to do, I can go all day. If I'm doing a job that I'm not liking, that's not my power chakra. That's my survival. That's my lowest root chakra. So finding something, the prescription is what you love to do all by yourself outside your family. There you go.
Wonderful. Okay, there we go. And then I say, I desire to be wooed by hearts burnished green pink. You make a point of that green pink business. And
so as I have my foundation, I have my supportive tribe, I find that thing that I love to do, you become that tree that starts to turn green, right? Green is like growth. And that's where life gets a little bit more lovely. That's what we want to see, is that green, but that's your community. And when you're out in the community, you could have too much green where you're giving too much, and you forget about you forget about yourself. So the pink is giving to yourself, rose quartz, and then the green is giving to other people. And the heart chakra is that balance between the lower chakras and the higher chakras. So for me, I started giving too much, and then I have to pull back. Remember, I was wearing my pink all the time.
Yeah.
I was doing too much, and I was feeling resentful. And so now today I'm so excited. I'm going to spend time with Mother Nature. That's my little yay.
Yeah, no,
but balance between giving and receiving. Heart chakra is when your community gets together, and we might have an event like my class. That was very green heart chakra. You're with people you don't know. You bring the throat chakra into it. We're all communicating about how we feel. It was like a 3-hour counseling session. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And I think the thing that came to mind when you were talking about this is that and I should show that, is that on my right side are what we're talking about right now, but on my left side are the blockages. And probably we should focus on those a little bit the next time we meet, because I know that I learned so much when you read my crystals, when I chose crystals and you read them to me to help me to realize where my sadness was, at that particular time. So yeah, let's look at blockages in the near future. I desire to be played by throats mellifluous turquoise.
You did it again, played. So your throat chakra is your instrument. It's how you express yourself, whether it's through writing, through poetry, singing, but also with other people. So if you have your heart chakra open and you sit down, like you and I exercise our heart chakra every week on the phone.
Yes.
We do. And when we leave, I feel more joy. Now, if you spend your life not being able to express yourself on how you feel, you probably have a blockage. So expression. So you get the tree, when the tree is blooming, then you start getting the fruit. You get the flowers. Now it's starting to be creative and beautiful. And that's where it reaches for the other chakras.
Yeah, great. And then when you were talking about that and you were raising your hands up like that, I kept thinking about the idea of going outside and looking up and taking it all in and just watching. Sometimes I see it as a dance, depending on the weather. Sometimes I see it as kind of like going into an inner sanctum. Today it's like that because it's somewhat cloudy, and as I look out beyond my computer window, it's getting very dark out there, but still I'm going to go out there because that's where I need to be in order to make a connection with the dance, with the prayer of nature, the sacredness of it. And it's so liberating. Now, I wasn't necessarily thinking about that yesterday because I was planting, and it was like, and I was planting, and then I just stopped and I said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And so I looked up, and it felt so much better.
Your higher chakra.
I desire to be admired by brows tender indigo.
Admired. Wow, that's a good one. So this is where the pictures we paint. So if we have a foundation, we have a tribe that supports us, we do that thing that we love that brings us joy. we have a community that we can, be with and express ourselves, whether it's writing your book or me teaching my classes. Then we get to this is what you focus on. I like it, what you admire. I love that. Man, you're spot on. So what are we admiring? I mean, I had a little moment yesterday where I didn't like what I was seeing. And today you and I had a nice talk about it. And we realized how rich we are in our personal lives. And we started admiring, instead of admiring what wasn't working, started admiring what was working, and it shifted our energy and it opened our crown chakra so we can look up. I love it. So this is what we focus on. This is your third eye.
Wow. Yeah, that's so important. And we got out of the morass of despondency, in a sense, and there's a lot of despondency going on in the country today. And I don't want to get into that.
Go there. Yeah.
I say now my final one, I desire to be knighted by Crown's Silent Violet. So
crown chakra, when I draw my chakra man and I teach, I put a light bulb over my chakra man's head, and then I put a crown, which a child did that for me once. I never even thought of putting the crown there. But when she made chakra man, she put a crown on him. And it's almost Jesus, when you see pictures of him, he has that halo.
Yes.
That's what the crown chakra is. It means you're on, your light bulb's on, you're turned on. That's what turned on means. Now you get inspiration, you get guidance. See how I did that? Because if you get this working for you, then you have a small, still voice, your intuition, that tells you to do certain things. And I kind of feel like I didn't want to do what I did yesterday, but my intuition told me to. And it was a very clear thing that I saw that we are going too far in the wrong direction. And I'm in a lovely place. The more I'm in nature, the healthier my third eye is, the healthier my brow chakra is, healthier my crown chakra is. And the more I'm in nature, the healthier my heart is. And I think my relationships are richer when I'm not running around like a crazy woman in traffic.
But I mean, and also I think your relationship with yourself, that's the way I feel. It's like my relationship with myself, and that could also lead to lately, and we have to end soon, but lately I've been not wanting to always be out there in groups. Now I know that COVID has a lot to do with that, because I was, I had the virus, and I know that isolation helped me to survive, and cured me. So I'm still very reluctant, and I feel a little bit like, am I being a sissy la, et cetera?
No.
And then I'm wearing a mask, and very few people are, and I'm thinking, no, it's okay. I need to love myself enough to take care of myself. And I think is that where the crown is too?
Well, and too, like you just touched your heart. You have a realization that what you need to do for you is what you need to do for you. And in the midst of me running around yesterday on the mainland, someone offered me tickets to go to a rock concert to a band called Everclear. Everclear. But I took my kids to see Everclear a long time ago. And the old Dena is like, that's a great idea. And then my other self is like you. I don't want to be around a bunch of people. I'd rather go back to my beach and sit there and have some solitude and be healthy and happy. So we're all trying to jump back into our old way of life. And it doesn't feel good to me anymore. So if it doesn't feel good to me anymore, then I shouldn't be doing it.
Okay.
No matter who says. So you and I are in the right place.
That's so important for me to hear, because I belong to an organization. I mean, I'm on the executive board of this council, and they do a lot. They go to restaurants, they go here, they have readings, they do this. And I'm resisting it, and it's okay, I think. And I just have to approve of myself. Folks, we have to end. So if you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom, then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits, 11:50 a.m. KKNW. And you also go to her website and you'll find the information. It's dena-marie.com. You'll find information about her radio show. I've been on the radio show several times. I've listened to it several times. There are musicians, artists, philosophers, and everybody is welcome. I love that about it. She's also very active on Facebook. Daily Chakra Insight into Chakra Energy, Blockage, and Prescription. And I want to focus on the blockages next time. Startling photographs of the island she lives on, prayerful advice about self-care, and information about her workshops and courses. You're teaching again, which is such a wonderful thing. You have so much to offer. My website is Anthony Manna, M-A-N-N-A, anthonymanabooks.com. There's an interview there in my podcasts, Podbean podcast, an interview with Dena Marie, and also interviews with authors, illustrators, etc. My website, I always feel like my website is a bit of a wonder for people who want to turn their kids on to, there we go again, turn their kids on to good books, and also turn them on to becoming writers of their own kind. And also, if you go to my website, you'll also see my anthology, Folktales from Greece, a Treasury of Delight, with a lot of cultural material about Greece and also 20 stories. And there's also, you'll see my very, very first picture book, which is The Orphan, a Cinderella Story from Greece, which I did with Sula Mitakidou, who is my Greek colleague, etc. So folks, you know what? Have a good week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, Dena Marie. And
Till
also, yeah, and I wanted to say, I forgot to say, Godenda, good day to our Dutch readers and writers, everybody.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank
Talk to you
you,
next week.
Dena. All right, thank you, Dena Marie. Bye-bye.
Bye.